Hey, it's Tara from Raw Food Livin', and in this video I am going to tell you about why I've decided to sell pretty much everything I own in the last month. You guys know already that I'm pretty into minimalism. I love the topic and I have become more and more of a minimalist over the past few years. Actually, I just wrote an article for a magazine called Fruit Powered. It's an online publication and I will link to it below so you guys can read my story of stripping back the layers of myself and what I've been defined by, which is my material possessions, and finding out what true minimalism means to me. It all started with my raw food lifestyle and wanting to simplify my life in other ways because I was simplifying my diet. And in this video particularly, I'm going to share with you the reasons why I've decided to sell everything. I am making some big changes in the next couple months of my life. I am doing a big move to another country, so it was practical for me to sell my things. But that wasn't the only reason I did it, because I could have kept my stuff here in Canada in storage, but I chose not to. And the first reason is 100% freedom for me. The reason I wanted to get rid of everything that I owned. Oh. This is what happens when you film in the forest, people ride by. Oh, it's a local, actually, he's a friend of mine, I know him. Anyways, the number one reason I decided to sell everything I own is freedom. I have felt over the last month like a weight has been lifted off of me because I've gotten rid of all my stuff. And actually, as I was making the plan for this video, I was gonna write down everything I was gonna talk about just to get some ideas. And I wanted to write down the things I'd actually gotten rid of in the past month. And when I sat down and tried to think of everything I've sold, I couldn't remember what I'd sold. I remember that I sold my camping gear and that was it. So that's crazy to me because these were things that I thought had so much value in my life and had given me so much happiness and had so many nostalgic memories attached to them. Yet when I get rid of them a month later, I can't even remember what they were. That is the craziest part. So I am not attached to my material possessions because when I have less, I have so much more freedom. It means I can take my backpack with me and my dog Pepsi and go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I'm not laden down or weighed down with all these material possessions. I find a lot of people keep things because they think their things are gonna make them happy. But realistically, for me, I mean, I won't speak for everybody, but for me, happiness comes from experiences as opposed to material possessions. And I'm happiest when I have freedom. Freedom is probably the most important aspect of my lifestyle, of my life. You guys have seen over the years, I love to have freedom. The freedom to travel, the freedom to afford beautiful, delicious, raw vegan foods, the freedom to do the work I love to do, to make YouTube videos. Freedom is very important to me. And if you're looking for more freedom in your life, if that's a concept that really resonates with you, then I highly encourage you to sell some things. And it's not something that you can do just one day and get rid of everything. For me, it has literally been a process over the last month. Actually, it started last year before I went to Mexico on the Sea Shepherd ship. I thought I was a minimalist then because I only had a few toe pins worth of things. But it is a process over time where you peel back layers and you get rid of one more thing and you slowly lessen your attachment to the things that you own until you find that you're not attached to any of them anymore. And that is such a freeing feeling, such a beautiful feeling. So that's my number one reason. And my second reason is that I didn't want to be defined any longer by the things that I own. And when I think back to my teenage years, I was defined 100% by what I owned. I was defined by the clothing that I owned and the type of house that I lived in and, you know, society's standards for what class we are and what type of citizen we are. And I didn't want to be defined by that shit anymore. I'm so over it. I don't care if the clothing I wear is brand names. I buy my stuff at thrift shops. I just don't want to be defined by my material possessions and have them define who I am as a person or where I fit in society. That is something I want to decide for myself. And I would so much rather be a nomadic traveler with my dog and travel to different places and volunteer and do work that matters to me and that I feel makes a difference in this world than be defined by the stuff that I own so that I can have a certain status. I get to a lot of people that's really important, but to me it's just not a priority in my life anymore. So those are my two reasons, freedom and not wanting to be defined by what I own. And it has been an amazing journey selling everything I own. I'm also wondering, are you guys curious and interested in seeing what I currently own, like what I have left, what I'm planning on taking with me when I travel and do my big move that's gonna happen in a couple months? Do you wanna see what I actually have left in my possessions and what I have prioritized in my life? Because I'd love to share that with you. I think it'd be really cool. I don't know a lot anymore. I really don't. It's gonna be enough to fit into a couple of backpacks, and that's pretty much it. And I'm still getting rid of stuff on a daily basis. I can find one more little thing and go, I don't need that, and I don't need that, and I can just keep getting rid of stuff. And it is such a liberating feeling. So if you wanna see a video like that, let me know and I will make one for you guys so you can see what I have left and what I'm taking with me when I do move. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. And I also want to hear from you. Have you tried this? Have you tried getting rid of things and try to prioritize different things in your life as opposed to material possessions? So things like experiences, or spending time with your friends and family and loved ones, or doing work that you really enjoy, or going after some passion, whatever it is. I'm curious to hear if you guys have tried this too. And if you haven't, I dare you to. Seriously, it is such an amazing feeling. So worth it. Even if you have a ton of fear around it, it's still so worth it. So thanks so much for watching. And if you want to support the work I do here with Raw Food Livin', you can contribute to my Patreon account, which is patreon.com/rawfoodlivin', so I can create more video content here for you guys and do this full time. And I will catch you guys next time.